This is a First Alert Weather Special Report.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lonnie Quinn here in the CBS 2 Weather Center. I know a lot of you in and around Middlesex and Somerset County have been listening to alarms going off on your phone, and I want to take some time. I want to address it because we do have a flash flood warning for you. My colleague Scott Padgett is at the helm in the weather office. He's going to zoom in tight. Look, rain is coming down heavy. It's a relatively isolated cell. Now, there is going to be more activity behind this, but you need to know, first of all, that flash flood warning stays in effect until 10:45. What does that tell you? If this is one lone cell, now it's taking its time, it's moving slowly, it means there could be more behind it. The atmosphere is ripe. It's so humid out there. We're erupting some of these storms, and they're not just light showers. It's coming down heavily out there. Heaviest rain right now falling anywhere from Franklin up towards Middlesex, Piscataway. You're into it. You've got heavier rain that's on the way. It's around, say, South Brunswick right now, moving toward you over around Woodbridge. You see that cell there as well. Wherever you see that red color, rain is coming down heavily. Scott, can you give us an idea? Let's push it up a little bit more so I see some of the towns to the north, because here's where some of the problems lie. This is moving right in the direction of Plainfield. Plainfield, you were devastated, okay, with the flooding on Monday, and now we've got this system moving in your direction. Here's South Plainfield, there's Plainfield. Plainfield, you're into a light rain, even South Plainfield. It's not the heavy stuff. The heavier stuff will make its way into your area. What's the problem with all of this? The problem is your ground is super saturated, all right? Some areas in this portion of New Jersey picked up 5, 6, 6.5 inches of rain. Well, now we're seeing readings, okay? This is all estimated by our machinery, but some spots around North Brunswick have that yellow color, shows you an inch of rain. It doesn't take as much tonight. That happened on Monday night. It took a lot to erupt that type of flooding. Now, I want to be real clear here. As a matter of fact, Scott, can you put us back on a radar picture if you don't mind? All right, you can see there's the swell right there around South Brunswick with the heaviest rain. Come out here and join me, Scott. I want the two of us to talk through this, because here's the difference. Monday, you had catastrophic flooding. I'm not calling for a repeat performance. I'm out here right now really to tell you more so that you're alarmed by hearing your phone beeping and saying a flash flood warning. Come join me right in here right now. So let's take everybody through what's going on. First of all, we were talking in the weather office, and I just said, look, you know what? How about Scott and I both get on TV? Because we were having such a compelling conversation back there. Let's talk to everybody right now how this is not what we experienced. It's not
what's on Monday, yeah.
Okay, but it merits your attention. I think a lot of you right now maybe didn't always give a flash flood warning the kind of credence it deserves, and now after what's happened, we're just hypersensitive. So let's address that in people. There are fears out there. What are we talking about with putting 1 inch of water on top of saturated ground? Rivers are high, reservoirs are high, the ground is just soaked.
Yeah, and it can't absorb any more water. So it's not absorbing the more water. Where is it going to go? It's in that high reservoir, and then it could possibly spill over again. So flash flood warning, we want you to take it seriously. And, you know, it bears repeating. Turn around, don't drown. You know, don't drive on that road that's covered by any water, and that could happen with this situation.
It really could. And the biggest problem is when you see that water moving, right? And I don't understand these people who want to take the chance of driving through it. And the problem is you drive through it, right? And if it stalls, it doesn't stall, have at it, right? But you don't want to take the chance. If it stalls, now you think, okay, maybe I'll get out of the car.
Yep.
And the minute you get out of the car, now you're in rushing water. Let's say you lose your footing a little bit. And now the problem is, well, I'm not going to drown in 4 feet of water. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can, because there's obstacles in your way. You could hit a tree, get knocked out. There's problems there. I want to be clear in what Scott was saying as well. We're not saying what happened Monday night is going to happen out there right now. I'm out here now to partially calm the nerves that are probably sky high right now, but to also ask you to respect what's happening. There's going to be flooding, not like what you had on Monday, but could be significant in the spots. This is not going to be for everybody, Scott.
Yeah, and it would, you know, I put a little bit of track here, and Lonnie, as just a few minutes ago, this storm is moving about 15 miles per hour, so not as slow as what happened on Monday. It was over the same area. So it's going to move in, and you're going to get that heavy rain that falls on that saturated ground. Could be in Scotch Plains at 7:43 if that holds together. So the same area, Plainfield, Scotch Plains, in about 15, 20 minutes as it moves in.
You know, during my 5 o'clock newscast, and Scott is handling the 6 o'clock newscast, which is a huge help to me as I get ready for the evening news, and it's just a great addition.
Yeah.
But when I was doing the 5 o'clock news, and I was watching specifically South Brunswick, because that cell sitting on 95, I lived there for a while, that cell just sat there for a while, and it literally percolated out of the heat and humidity. We weren't tracking it from Pennsylvania. That one just popped.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that possibility out there right now. All eyes are kind of on inland New Jersey because, well, look, the flood watch is in effect right now, so they know it's a possibility. They're not expecting. National Weather Service is saying, hey, we're not seeing the type of rainfall numbers that we saw before, but the situation is different.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone, of course, as we were talking about, it's just like it's top of mind, you know, and it's like they're a little bit nervous. And now the rain's coming in, that alert goes off, you're thinking it's going to be a repeat of what happened on Monday.
Literally, I came in to get Scott in the weather office because I got a phone call from a friend in New Jersey. He says, my phone's going off, it's a flash flood warning. And here we were saying after the event on Monday, like, look, when these things happen, you got to take them seriously. So now they're saying, do I take it seriously? And again, anxiety is about here, okay? Yeah. And we just want to give you an idea of what's going on, but I don't want to downplay this thing. Maybe you don't have 4 feet of water, but maybe the flood-prone spots, which are the low spots. You guys know those spots in your area that typically flood. They're going to flood if you're catching one of these cells on top of you. But look what we're talking about. It's not for everybody. Scott, I'll say, here's your cell. And I'm surprised they haven't expanded.
Yeah, and they haven't really extended. And, you know, looking at the latest picture, Lonnie, it does look like maybe there's a little bit of weakening with this.
Definitely weakening.
So that's great. You know, but still some of that heavy rain is there.
What we look at, and just so you guys know at home, that bright red shows you the heaviest rain that's falling out there. And you're just watching it. Look, it's fading away a bit, right? Again, there's still a concern that your ground just can't tolerate any rain. Let me ask you this, all right? Scott came from forecasting in Texas, which is a home to a lot of severe weather. When you look at our saturated ground out there, and as I said before, water levels are high. You know, we talked prior to Monday's rain, guys. I gave you last week's drought monitor. Nobody was in drought in our area. We had some dry areas, right? But nobody was in a drought. What we had was 99% full reservoirs. Well, now they're clearly up to the 100%, if not going above that. How much rain do you think it would take in a saturated area to trigger roadways to be flooded? Could you do it with a half an inch? I think you could.
Yeah, half an inch to an inch. And it depends on the rainfall rate. How fast is it falling in that time
And when you
frame.
see those reds, with those little red flashes up there, that's your heaviest rain. And remember, we're talking about the lowest spots. It's not just picking up a half an inch of rain in your area. Water wants to find the lowest spot, so it's coming in from around. And again, those low-level spots, rivers' edges, things like that, you have the toughest time out there. Listen, we're going to wrap it up here right now. This is in effect, though, for quite a while. Is it still holding on until about
10:45?
Yeah, 10:45 tonight. So National Weather Service is just planting the seed in your head. We do want to let you know, again, I know I'm harping on this. I'm not talking about 4 feet of water in people's yards, but I am talking about the possibility for some flooding. And I just want you to be prepared for it. I also want you to know that the alerts are not meant to panic you. The alerts that you're hearing when your phone's, and it is a tough sound when that sound goes off on your phone. It's meant to alert you to something that's going on. It's meant to inform, not scare you. So again, take it seriously, but we are watching it right now, and you do have some flooding concerns right now in Middlesex and Somerset County. Has it made its way into its
a little bit in Union.
So Union County, you had a tough go of it. My goodness, Union County had a tough go of it on Monday, and there's more rain coming to your area. We're going to wrap it up here right now. Why don't you tell everybody, leave them on a good note, what we see taking place by the time we get to Friday. So tomorrow could be problematic as well. But listen,
Friday, we have a cold front coming through tomorrow night, and then the dew points. Remember, we talked about the measure of moisture in the atmosphere was in the 70s. It's going to be in the 50s on Friday. The humidity's dropping. It's going to be great. Yeah, humidity will feel kind of like a nice spring day as opposed to this oppressive heat that we've been having out there as of right now. It looks like Giorgio's back. Yeah, Giorgio's back as well. All there right now. He's showing us. All right, so look, he's going to track this cell that we see pushing towards. All right, this will get to Allenwood, 737. It gets to Wall, 750, Neptune around 804, Ocean around 815, Oakhurst around 826. So it can be an active night tonight. Come on back in here, Scott. Yeah. I was just stepping out of the way so we can see the track.
So they can see it. But it's going to be an active night, but in spots.
Yeah, in spots. Not all of us dealing with it. So we have more coming up tonight at 8 o'clock, and we'll be here throughout the night tracking it.
Yeah. It just went well.
Yeah, agreed. We're going to do more of it. Yeah.
Guys, listen, we can get back to your shows right now or whatever it is that you were watching, but we'll be with you all night long. Have a good one.
This has been a First Alert Weather Special Report.